Happy Thursday morning, and thank you for joining us, KSAT News Now. This is our last show of 2021. Can you believe we've made it? And you're joining us because RJ, you guys, as we know it, still on vacation. So David's here. I don't know, probably here in San Antonio with his wife. Yeah.
Okay.
I hear they got a new dog, so that's probably what they're dealing with.
So he's learning how to take care of a dog.
Yes, and you're back from a long holiday vacation.
Define long.
I mean, longer than a 3-day weekend.
Well, that's true.
And in the news world, that's long.
That's pretty long.
Right?
Yes.
And you drove up to Dallas.
Drove to Dallas, had Christmas in Dallas, went up I-35, loved the toll road around Austin because Austin traffic is terrible.
Yes, that's always a
And got
game
stuck
changer.
in Waco, like that took forever to get through Waco. So I came down 281 on the way home.
We did that too.
Did you see?
Yes,
Smart.
that is a good option. Well,
Yeah,
welcome
not,
back. We've got a fun show for you today. Mike Osterhage has your New Year's Eve forecast. Plus, we test his New Year's knowledge in just a bit.
Plus, the latest on how COVID is affecting everything from New Year's celebrations to the basketball court. Yes, even here in San Antonio, a wild story of a woman who tests positive while she's on the plane flying overseas. But first, a verdict in the high-profile case of Ghislaine Maxwell.
Maxwell was accused of luring young girls to have sex with millionaire Jeffrey Epstein. Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty on 5 of the 6 counts.
The trial lasted for an entire month. The jury deliberated for 5 days. Maxwell didn't show much emotion when the verdict was read, and one of the victims, Ann Farmer, said she was very grateful to the jury for recognizing Maxwell's pattern of predatory behavior. That's a quote.
4 women testified against her. There were 27 witnesses for the prosecution. Evidence message table.
Yeah, a massage table they brought in for some of the evidence. There was some strange things that some different kind of types of evidence that they brought in. The prosecution did. They brought in a massage table. They brought in a black book that Epstein apparently used, and they brought in one of Maxwell's lawyers said that the charges for all that were against Jeffrey Epstein and not really against Maxwell. So that's kind of where their defense was looking.
And that's what they said from the beginning, right? They didn't want her to be tried for charges that they believe were only, that she was only facing because he had taken his life.
With 5 of those 6 guilty verdicts, she's going to jail for probably a long time because each count can either be 5 to 40 years. So they suspect that she's going to get a lot of years. And the sentencing has not been set yet, so they're still waiting for a date to have her sentenced. But she could be going away for a long time.
All right, and here at home, the search for 3-year-old Lena Khil is still active. More than 10 days now that police, the community has been searching for this little girl, and now a local business is donating their resources to help find Lena. The Creative Mango is giving out 100 missing persons banners. Did you hear about this?
Yes.
This is amazing.
This is amazing, and businesses are already starting to put them up in their windows. Some of the folks who just live around the neighborhood are starting to put them up near their houses. They're doing anything they can to get any kind of information about this 3-year-old and where she might be. She's still missing. Now, some of the posters say that she's been abducted, although the police have not confirmed whether or not she's been abducted or not. They're still considering her as missing. Yeah,
so Marco Garcia, he's the owner of the Creative Mango, and he says that this is really the least he can do. As mentioned, businesses can swing by to his business to pick up a banner and hang it up either at their storefront and residential home. And last night when JP Barajas was doing the story, he mentioned a mom who wanted to go hang this at one of the businesses, and they're like, absolutely, because a baby is missing, and that baby isn't just of the Khil family. It feels like if she belongs to the whole community now. So still a lot of worry of what happened to her. Again, she disappeared. She was last seen at the playground at the apartment complex where she lived.
And I think that's the main thing right now is this community is starting to come together, and everybody's got their eyes open, and everybody's asking questions, and everybody's concerned about this child and doing what they can to see if they can get this child back home. Can't imagine, there's no good time, but around the holidays to be missing a child like this and having to go out and do searches every day and just wonder where she is. I absolutely can't imagine what the family is going through right now. So this community coming together is showing a lot of support, and hopefully the family feels that.
And anyone with information is asked to call this number, 210-207-7660. All right, let's shift gears to some COVID in basketball?
Yeah, Spurs game postponed last night. The Miami Heat did not have enough players to even take the court last night because of injuries and COVID. They had 2 more players test positive yesterday morning, so boom, NBA says can't play because they only had 7 guys that could play, and you
my
got to have
goodness.
8 to play.
I mean, I mentioned it yesterday on the show, even NFL teams over the weekend, it was a very close call. They were able to play, but same thing, not enough players in some cases.
So I wanted to take the opportunity, since I'm filling in for RJ, and RJ is, I don't know, he's the master at stick figures. So I thought I would give it a shot, and this is kind of what it looked like at the game last night.
Empty.
It's all empty. That's just a bunch of empty seats, nobody on the court, just kind of the logo. So there's my effort at some RJ stick figure, except I got nobody there.
Wow. Producer Alyssa Medina is giving you a round of applause.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Even Mike over there with a good support.
So there you go.
Thank you, Mike.
I appreciate that. So, I don't think RJ has anything to worry about on the stick figure, but
I'll give
way,
Instagram. We're live on Instagram.
Oh, we are live on it. So you've taken over
them a
Instagram today.
We're doing a takeover.
So what does that mean? It's just all Alicia at all the time? You?
No, I mentioned in the meeting today that if you're around, I'll probably swing by, because people have a lot of questions. Yes, about like my background, but also how does it work here in the newsroom? So that's why
how it
we're
works
on
right there.
Instagram
Stick figures.
Live.
That's news at its best right there. That's how you
news at its best. There we go. So we're juggling a lot. Over here behind my laptop, I have the phone where we're live.
So if you're wondering why we have stick figures, if you're just joining us and you don't really understand, we can't run any NBA highlights on the internet.
Any sports
like this.
highlights.
So sports highlights.
Yeah.
Cowboys,
anything.
Anybody. So we draw. Imagine if you will. By the way, real quick, DeJounte Murray, because he is in COVID protocol, he didn't miss the game last night. And there's a good chance that he might be, they're going on a 7-game road trip, right? Starting on Friday. So he hopefully will be back on this 7-game road trip early next week, we hope.
We hope.
We'll
Another
see.
thing with COVID affecting local schools here, and Trinity University announced that they're actually postponing their winter break, so they're obviously extending it 2.5 weeks. So now students from Trinity University cannot come back on campus until January 31st.
Matter of fact, they postponed the game tonight. It was Trinity and UIW were supposed to play tonight, and they postponed that. So now you get an extra 2.5 weeks of Christmas break?
Or headache, because for some students they have to figure out plane tickets and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Well, speaking about traveling.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of flying.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
Traveling, especially flying during the holidays, is already stressful enough, and then throw in the pandemic and oh man, headache. Listen to why a woman stayed inside the airplane's bathroom for hours until they landed.
The passenger is a Michigan teacher. She says while she was on the flight, they're going overseas, right?
Yep.
She began to feel some pain in her throat. She said her throat started hurt. She just happened to have a rapid test kit with her, so she said, you know what, I'm going to take a COVID test. She took a COVID test, and in a few minutes, voila,
Seconds,
positive.
she said. Yeah. So she decided to self-quarantine, but how do you even do that? On a plane, midair, obviously, and with 150 people on board.
She told the flight attendant that she had just tested positive. The flight attendant looks around, and there's not enough seats to move people to where she could be quarantined by herself, over in an area by herself. So she decided she was going to take it upon herself to figure out a way to quarantine, and she went
to the bathroom, to the tiny, tiny bathroom. She did it for the remainder of the flight, so that was 5 hours. She, of course, pulled out her phone and made a TikTok, as any millennial would do.
Yeah.
Well, we say tiny, but the woman actually called it a VIP quarantine quarters and hashtag luxury living. Can you believe that?
So it's on TikTok somewhere?
It's on TikTok, and it's been viewed millions of times.
So how do you look that up?
Oh, you you don't have to have a TikTok account, but sorry, but you can just Google TikTok woman and like keywords. David, always keywords. Oh, he's not familiar with TikTok. He's we're gonna find it for you. They say.
I go woman on TikTok in bathroom.
Yeah, and then you'll find it.
Okay.
And you can see her reflection. Did we have the video, Alyssa? We did not have that video. Yeah, it was a TikTok. I mean, come on, we record everything nowadays, right, David? David is searching
I'm searching.
Nothing yet.
And
We got to
okay.
help them. All right. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, and
Go
despite
ahead
a
with this.
rise in cases and increasing concern about the Omicron variant, celebrations around the country are still taking place, like the ball drop in Times Square, for example. The city is still preparing for a smaller scale celebration. The crowd of 15,000 people must be vaccinated. They also have to wear a mask. Usually in these scenarios for New Year's, you see 58,000 people come out to this event. And then millions more, of course, tuning in. Meanwhile, Dr. Fauci says small gatherings with family is low risk for the spread of COVID, but bigger parties of around 50 or 40 people we should probably avoid.
That's why we just have a party with you and your family, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people, like here in San Antonio, the in-person New Year's Eve countdown is still happening. So, I mean, I don't know how many people will make it out there, but that's still happening downtown.
Yeah, they want
Metro
you
Health.
vaccinated and want you to wear they would like for you to wear a mask. They're
Yeah.
not mandating the mask, but they say, hey, wear a mask, come down, be vaccinated, and enjoy the fireworks or stay home.
And if you go out, short sleeves,
Ooh,
no coats.
wow.
Nothing
What is it,
like-
the 4th of July or New Year's?
I know, exactly. You've got fireworks just like 4th of July. So, yeah, I mean, that's the way it's been. We're going to end up the year on the warm side. It's beautiful out right now. We had a little more fog around the area this morning. Not as bad as the past couple of mornings. And we've got temperatures right now that are in the, why is my little clicker? Come on, clicker, please.
Maybe you get a new one for New Year's.
I know, I should get a new one for New Year's. Hey, Alyssa, can you run over and hit the space bar on that computer over there on my desk?
Watch, there goes Alyssa. Look
The
at
one,
this. Now,
the
this
one on the
is-
right?
This is.
Here we go, and
Oh, she had to go to the weather.
There we go, perfect.
Bam,
New
look at
Year's
there.
Eve forecast. Hang on over there. I got a couple more graphics to show. And tomorrow we're going to have a high temperature of 80, probably some fog and mist again in the morning, and then it's going to be very mild starting off on New Year's. We will make it up to 82 degrees. Now, it's kind of a 1-2 punch. We're going to have drier air coming in throughout the day on Saturday. It's going to be very, very windy on Saturday, and then we're going to have the cold air coming in after that. Right now, we're at 75 degrees already. The normal average high temperature is right around, say 65. So we are well above normal, and we're obviously not done warming up as of yet. Plus, we do have a bunch of humidity out there. Hey, Alyssa, can you run back over to my desk?
No, I'm over here.
Oh, you're
Alicia's
over there?
here. Let me know when to
Go.
press the space bar.
And space bar. There we go. Dew point
yeah.
temperatures. The humidity is already back up. We had that little bit of a break yesterday afternoon, and then it definitely came back up. So it's going to be very humid this afternoon, as well as, like I said, tomorrow on the first part of the day on Saturday. Then also they want to point out that the allergens are extremely high. Despite the fact we didn't have any sort of a front move through here, we had mountain cedar go up from the previous day's reading. Hit it. I like this. Yeah, very high. 16,270. Mold is on the low side. Go to the 7-day forecast, and what's going to be interesting to see what happens with the big the big front that moves on through here late on Saturday, and that's really going to create some windy conditions. We'll have windy conditions throughout the afternoon, so it'll be interesting to see what happens on Sunday with the allergen count. Also, look at that, 35 degrees starting off Sunday morning, 29 starting off on Monday. So we're looking at the first freeze of the year here in town, first freeze of the season, I should say, here in town. And that's going to be Monday morning, and it's going to stay on the, cooler side, at least for about the first half of the first week of New Year's. Speaking of New Year's, yes, look at all those fireworks and everything like that. You have New Year's trivia for me, don't you?
Yes, we do.
This will be interesting because I love
Okay,
trivia.
for both of you.
Okay.
What is the first country to celebrate New Year's Eve each year? Your options: Australia, Japan, New Zealand, and Germany. Mike?
New Zealand.
You?
New Zealand's on. I'm going to go with Australia.
Well, I'm going to go with New Zealand. Good job. Toasting began in what country? Here in the U.S., France, England, or Germany? Mike?
I say France.
I'm going France
Why?
Champagne.
because
Yes.
they drink champagne so much.
That's what I'm thinking. We're not even
Bam.
right.
Okay. Nailed on that one.
On New Year's Day, what is the name of the parade held in Pasadena, California? I didn't even know about this. Is it the Macy's Tournament of Roses Parade, Pasadena Parade, or New Year's Day Parade? David?
It's
Tournament of Roses.
You can't keep copying Mike, so what's your answer?
He's Mr. Trivia. Why would I go before him?
Come on.
Tournament of Roses.
Mike?
Tournament of Roses.
Oh, wow. Good job.
Wait, what did you guess?
I don't even want to say. Auld Lang Syne is language from
Auld Lang
Syne
is language from
Oh,
what
well,
country?
y'all know this.
Yeah, I don't know what country it comes from. I just know it's Old Lang
I'm going to
Syne.
say Ireland.
David?
It's gotta be, Scotland.
You were
okay.
right. He was right. Up until 1750, what day was New Year's Day? What?
Was that? That's.
1750?
I believe that's when they changed the calendar to the
They just
Gregorian
changed the calendar around
I
for the heck of
think.
it?
Okay, so what do y'all think?
I'm going with March 3rd.
Mike?
March 21st.
Okay. Oh,
I was close.
good
Lucky
job.
guess.
I was in the right month.
Number 6, where is a sanitary clock lowered at?
Where is? Oh,
Where?
A sanitary.
When is
Where
this
is
clock
a
lowered?
Centenary.
Right before midnight on
A
New Year's
centenary
Eve.
clock lowered. A centenary clock.
Let's go with
New York,
Madrid.
Madrid?
New York.
Oh.
I don't know.
Hey.
Oh, you're right. Lucky guess. Where's one of the largest annual New Year's Eve celebration? Oh,
New York.
New York, yeah.
York.
David, why were you thinking about that one?
Oh, what was it?
Is Sydney, Australia.
Wow.
Okay, what city is a
talked me into that one,
countdown
and then that
done
was
with an elevator?
I'm going to guess Vegas. It sounds weird.
Okay,
Let's go Seattle. The Needle.
I'm going to
Oh.
choose Vegas.
That's a good guess. Oh, good
That
guess.
was a good guess. Almost
Good
done.
guesser.
You got 3.
3 out of 8.
Out of 8. Wow.
Solid effort. Pop open the champagne and try again.
Yeah.
Tournament of Roses, just read an interesting fact. Saw this, I think it was in the paper online or something like that, that, they always have a flyover and B-2 bomber nowadays. And the pilot of the B-2 bomber is the grandson of the Ohio State University great Hopalong Cassidy. He was a player. His grandfather was Hopalong Cassidy at Ohio State because Ohio State's playing in the Rose Bowl this year. So the pilot of the B-2 bomber that's going to do the flyovers in the Tournament of Roses in the start of the football game is his
wow.
grandson. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's
cool.
Nice trivia there.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a nice
Well, if you
connection.
want to add that to your trivia or this quiz, you can head over to KSAT.com, share that with your family.
On New Year's Eve, while you're
On New
drinking
Year's
champagne.
Eve. Yeah, sipping some champagne
What a way to ring in the new year.
from France or Walgreens. This week we've taken a look back at the top news stories and the most memorable moments in the Bexar County Courthouse. Now we want to wrap up with a look of the top trending stories. Take a look.
Where the hot mess that was 2020 left off, 2021 came stomping right in. The year kicked off with Bernie Mitten Mania going viral, as Senator Sanders was spotted sporting a pair of fashionable wool warmers at President Biden's inauguration. Is fashionable the right word?
Grumpy chic look.
Okay. Opinions were definitely split. Folks were either smitten by the mittens or ready to smite, as the gloves came off and the mania made the man become a meme, for better or worse. 2021 was a big year for the NFT trend. You're probably like, what the world is an NFT? Non-fungible tokens became the latest cryptocurrency craze, allowing unique digital content to be verified, sold, and traded with assets of the same value, kind of like trading dollar bills. There's more to it, and you may not get it, but get this. Some NFTs sold in 2021 included Jack Dorsey's first tweet for $2.9 million and a gif of a Pop-Tart-bodied cat leaving a rainbow trail for about 600 grand. 2021 saw a pair of viral TikTok challenges enjoy trending status before enjoying outright banishment. One was the milk crate challenge, where participants would climb a stack of rickety crates and try not to fall, emphasis on the word try. The other was called Devious Licks, which basically challenged peeps to swipe and or vandalize school property. Both challenges resulted in millions of views on TikTok, and both saw their questionable content eventually removed from the format. Ugh, this is why we can't have nice things, people. Ow, that hurt! An Alabama sheriff's deputy's viral fame became solid as a rock, all because he looks like The Rock. A lot like The Rock. After Patrol Lieutenant Eric Fields went viral thanks to a TikTok video, the real Rock, Dwayne Johnson, took to Twitter, thanking Fields for his service and inviting him someday for a drink and to swap rock stories. Marine researchers became starstruck during an undersea exploration when they spotted the real-life versions of SpongeBob SquarePants and his buddy Patrick Star side by side on the ocean floor. An image of the iconic duo was tweeted by an expert who promptly killed everyone's buzz by speculating that the star was likely preparing to devour the sponge.
The Marines are gonna help him.
Our last story went viral for all the right reasons. Car riders whose vehicle became stuck in D.C. area floodwaters witnessed the true meaning of military might and heroism as a busload of uniformed Marines marched through the flood to help push them to safety.
This is the most American thing ever.
Over 4 million views later, the moment perfectly encapsulates the turbulence and togetherness of 2021.
Thank you.
I'm Jeremy Roth.
Oh man.
What a year.
Earlier you said 2020 was a mess, but we're not even talking about 2020. 2021.
Yes.
Oh.
2021 was a mess.
Oh,
that's
I
what
thought
he.
you
That's
said
how he's. That's what
Got
he's,
it, got
yeah.
it.
I was just repeating. Yes, it was a mess.
Yes, indeed.
At least, you know, as far as we got to at least do a few more things than we did like in 2020, because 2021, I mean, at least COVID kind of subsided there for a while. And
Yeah,
so
I
we
mean,
could,
we're
like,
back here.
take off the masks and for a little bit, and still had to wear it some places, but at least we got to do a few things.
New Year's resolutions, do you have any?
No,
It's not your thing?
I don't make any because I would love for somebody to call me and tell me or email me or whatever and say I made a New Year resolution on January 1st and I kept it all the way through December 31st.
There's a lot of people who do.
Are there?
Maybe not the majority, but a lot
Well, what,
do.
yeah, but what's the resolution?
Well, they would have to email you for you to find
That's-
out.
Yeah.
So email
I mean, I've
David
got some
Sears.
things I want to do next year that
Yeah.
I want to change.
Okay.
Like I need to quit drinking so many diet sodas.
Yes, yes, he needs to. Do you want to share your email?
No. No.
Well, I like
Yeah,
that resolution
KSAT.com.
because you do drink too many Diet Cokes.
I
I
do?
would have to agree. Yes, you do.
Wow.
I've seen it here.
So then you can help me. You can be my conscience.
Okay.
No more diabetes
Yeah.
on the shoulder.
Because that's how I sound.
That's like great.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. We do want to read
Why we gotta
one of the
change.
comments here. Earlier, we talked about Lena Khil. Obviously, they're still searching for her. Hector and Christine Avila, they said, I'm going to pray that she is found and returned to her family, obviously safely. So that is a hope for the,
Yeah.
you know, I think
And
the
that's
entire
a-
community can agree that they want her back home with her parents.
That's another thing that this community can do is pray every night when you hit your knees. Just thank the Lord for what we have and ask Him to help us and help her and get her back home to her family.
Yeah, and
So-
the chief said it the other day, you know, although we're at home celebrating with our families, it's a fun season to also keep an eye out if we see anything or if you remember being in that area. Any information could really help authorities at this point because the more time goes on, really it's just disheartening, like he said.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you again for joining us.
That's it for this year.
That is it.
That's
That is it for this
So,
year. This is
hey,
our last KSAT News Now.
You know what? And we obviously want to thank everybody who's been watching KSAT News
Absolutely.
Now
Thank
because
you,
it started.
guys.
When did it start? Full
Back
time.
in September.
Back
Oh,
in
full
September?
time? Full time,
Full
I believe
time?
in November.
Monday through Friday?
Yeah, right after the
So-
parade.
So all the people who
November.
have been watching, we appreciate you watching. You and RJ.
Yeah,
I know it's
and
been
you
a lot of fun
sometimes.
for you and me
It
sometimes.
has. It's
but
been
a
very
lot of
great.
fun.
So we
And
are.
be thankful to folks.
We have some
Mhm.
good things planned for 2022.
So,
So
yep.
we wish you a happy New Year, you guys.
Maybe we can do some more stick figures.
Maybe.
We love the stick figures. That's good.
Yes, we do. All right. Thank you, guys. We will see you Monday, 2022.
Monday? Oh, it's
Yeah,
2022 on
Yeah,
Monday.
it'll be 2022.
Glad we don't have to write
At
checks
11
anymore
a.m.
because that'd be a bad day for
Some
check
people
writing.
still do. Goodbye.
Bye. Some people do.